Bro, the engine's fuel injectors are so noisy on this one. Fucking hell, you can hear that clattering. I like it though, it's relaxing. It's satisfying to listen to. Oh god, that grinding, bro. See, the issue I have with these lot, yeah, it's not the fact that they shift. Well, their gearbox modes are set to quite early shifting for buses compared to buses from 2004, 2005. Yeah, that's not my problem with them. My problem is the fact that the exhaust is a bit too quiet, and it's not even just these Euro 6 things. Euro 5s, Euro 4s. Ever since like 2008, buses exhaust have been getting quiet. You hear that the low pitch rumble. You only usually hear it when the exhaust leak is formed. You can't usually hear it. The only thing that saves the engine from being pretty damn quiet is the steering pump. You mainly hear it on Cummins engines. You hear that steering pump, and it's quite audible, and the engine compressor. But with these lot, it's pretty much just the fuel injectors that are actually no, the exhaust isn't really that loud, that quiet actually when you step out from outside. But like inside, the exhaust is pretty cool. Nah, actually it could be a bit louder because you mainly hear the fuel injectors on these lot. Obviously these street lights, these Daimler engine street lights, they don't use the hydraulic steering pump like the Cummins engines. They have an electric steering pump by the front, which you hear making that moaning noise that you even hear that on the electroliners. It's the same one used on the electroliners and all that. It's that moan, bro. It stays on like relatively the same pitch throughout the entire time the electrics are turned on. And you usually hear it by the front, and then you'll notice it change a bit as the bus turns or something. Or like you'll notice it fade in pitch as the parking brake gets put on. And then it will immediately turn back on when the parking brake is released. But nah, I'm gonna be real, the exhaust, my only issue with these lot, and it's the same thing with the smart hybrids, the exhaust is quite quiet. That's my only issue with them. So on lower revs, sometimes you literally can't hear it. That's literally my only issue with them. But yeah, they're nice, man. If it wasn't for the exhaust being so quiet, I'd actually I still like them, like, especially like the WS113 plus streetlights. You can hear the exhaust a bit more on them lot for some reason. But these lot, it's pretty damn faint. I'll be so real. I mean, maybe it's because this one you got the fuel injectors creating a big racket, even though they're nice and satisfying to listen to. You know, this one, the fuel injectors, you just hear them going clickety clack clack. They're pretty loud. I don't know if it's because this thing got a new engine or something, or a cover might be a bit exposed, because that's what prevents you from hearing the engine's noises clearly. You know, covers surrounding the interior that are around the engine as well. Because it's just like how you could have your screaming brother outside of your bedroom, yeah, and you close your bedroom door and you can't hear him faintly. That's how it is for the engines on buses. With the engine, the walls around the bus are, you know, reducing the engine's noise inside the bus. That's why you can hear the engine more clearly from outside. It's not additional exterior noises. That's the misconception a lot of people have in this bus community. They label the sounds you hear from outside the bus as exterior noises. They're not exterior noises. It's just the sounds are muffled with all the parts covering, you know, the passage for all the sounds. If anything, you're just hearing the sounds louder, because tell me why, yeah? Them quote-unquote exterior noises, yeah, when you put your head close to the floor of the bus, you hear them sounds more. So they're not exterior noises, mate. They're just sounds that are just covered up by the, you know, the walls and that. Because like when you put your ear close to like a part of the bus where there's like a gap between each wall, you hear the sounds a bit more. Like around the back where the engine is. But yeah, man, my only issue with these lot and smart hybrids is if their exhaust could be a bit louder. Please. That's my only issue with them. But you can still hear it. But no, the only way you really hear it is if you watch a video by someone and you wear headphones. IRL, you can't even really hear it like that. It's very faint. It's very faint. It's the same, it's not even just these lot. It's the same with like Euro 5 and Euro 4 Cummins. Euro 6, like 2008 plus, yeah, Cummins engines. The exhausts are really faint. No, 2006 plus. Like any Cummins engine Euro 4 plus, yeah. The exhaust is very faint and subtle. You can just about hear it. The only thing that's saving the engine on them Cummins engines, yeah, is the steering pump. Because obviously the steering pump is a hydraulic, so it's driven by the engine in it. So you hear it moaning up and down. That's quite audible. And then you hear the subtle exhaust tone adding to the tune of that. It's very faint though. It is very faint. But yeah, that's pretty much my say on some buses, man. The exhausts are way too quiet. It's like Cummins engines, they're lucky to have that steering pump, man, because if it wasn't for that steering pump, they'll be hella fucking quiet. Like, it's even when you look at just look at the later example of MMCs that Stagecoach got, for example. They've got Cummins engines, yeah, but you'll notice they don't have that moan. And that's because they use an electric steering pump. They don't use that hydraulic steering pump, so you just hear that faint exhaust. And they're way quieter than the older MMCs. It's because they took out that steering pump. They converted it to electric. With the electric steering pumps, you only hear them by the front of the bus. And they stay on relatively the same pitch throughout the entire time. So, from the engine, you realise the exhaust, the engine itself is actually like pretty damn quiet. It's literally the steering pump that saves it on buses, you know. E192.